But she, who knows? But she actually, where's Anne? Anne, raise your hand. This is Dr. Anne. So Anne Cobalt, she is an amazing acupuncturist, Chinese herbalist, and healer. She's awesome, and I would see her regularly. And so was this other woman. So after I have my treatment and leave, this other woman goes in for her treatment and asks Anne, who is this woman and what is she reading and what does she do? You can still hear this. And she said, you two need to meet. There's definitely some synergy here. So next week, same bat time, same bat channel. We're back in Chinatown, Wednesday, 1 o'clock. That's the typical time that we would show up for our treatment. And I'm in the treatment room. I come out, and this other woman, she comes out after her treatment. And it was like the three of us standing there, and Anne's like, this is it. You took Chris, Chitra, Chris. And Chitra, Chris is your answer. She's the one that's going to help you get your film off the ground and find your funding. And at first I'm thinking, do you know something I don't know? That am I coming into all sorts of money? Or what? You know, it was a little overwhelming when she introduced me that way. So we connected immediately and went out for coffee after our treatment and proceeded to meet practically on a weekly basis, if not on bi-weekly basis, to pull us together. And when we first sat down, she's telling me, I'm trying to launch a film. This is not her first. This is her magnum opus. And she's been working on the script for about 6 or 7 years, but needed help on the business end to actually turn this thing and make it come alive. So she brought me in from the business perspective, and so we started putting the pieces together. And she said, Chris, I've had a couple people approach me, potential investors, to offer me $6, $8, $7 million to help get this project going, and I refused it because there was always an agenda attached to this, and it's pretty typical in the whole Hollywood, Bollywood world. And she said, I don't want to compromise my work. I don't want to give up control to anybody. I don't want to cut corners. And, you know, someone was like, oh, well, I'll give you $8 million if you feature my daughter as you know, the lead actress, things like that. And she said, that's not how I want to do this. So a friend of hers, Bowie, had a great idea of how we can actually pull this together, and I'll tell you more about that later. But we proceeded for the last 10 months to meet regularly, to help to get incorporated, get her production company together, and of course that's always an endeavor, trying to figure out what type of incorporation, or what type of corporation you should be, the legality end of it, hooked her up with my business banker. Oh, go raise your hand. She's the best business banker ever. She's mine, and I introduced her to Chitra, and she's one of our biggest fans, and she's amazing. Really. I mean, who gets their business banker to get involved? She read the script and everything. She's just, she believes in what we're doing. So set that up. We created a website, did the entire design. I wrote most of the content for it. There were so many bits and pieces, and oh man, we would sit for hours deliberating over which images we would want on the site, and it had to be perfect, and so it took a while to pull it together. And also creating this evening to make this all happen too. So again, we spent the last 10 months doing this, and we're so excited that this is actually here and that you're here to share a part of this, because this is a project that is, we want a lot of people to be involved with it. Okay, so that's kind of the gist of it as we've spent our time over the last year or so.